The input of the statesman is very welcome.
Welcome once again to another beautiful segment here on Noble TV Live. My name is Valentine Agogo, and I'm here on set with Mr. Gray Amona. Nice having you on set, sir.
Thanks for having me.
You know, the trending news about the Niger invasion is no longer a secret. Okay? So, and we are aware about different measures by the army to make sure the Nigerian army is fortified against such acts and other diplomatic moves and all that. But we want to talk about statesmen involvement in speaking against the Niger invasion. We heard from IBB, all right? From Babangida himself. We heard from Obasanjo. We also heard from Peter Obi, all right? And a lot of other statesmen. As a matter of fact, a group of northern clerics visited the junta, all right, in Niger to also see how they can intercede and be diplomatic in this whole approach, to just because they don't want anything that has to do with invasion by ECOMOG, which is basically largely occupied by Nigerian army. So what do you have to say about statesmen involvement? And of course, with reference to these clerics who also went the extra mile to visit the junta in Niger.
Okay. So, Val, thank you. The implication is that what is happening, the development implies clearly that, outside the orbit of routine political activity, there's also a pressure group element. Okay. They are not eavesdropping on the political scene, but somehow they personify a certain wisdom and some kind of extracurricular check on the formality of the political process. That is the input of the elder statesmen, and then correspondingly the input of northern clerics. Now, we recall that when the Buhari dictatorship came on the scene in 1984, the dictatorship was eager to associate itself, with the previous Mohammed Obasanjo dictatorship. But instantly, General Obasanjo spat out and said, "Look, don't associate yourselves with our spectrum. Work independently." That tells you that somehow there is always that check, on the political process from the community of elder statesmen and other feedback mechanisms that are also, authoritative in the ethical sense. The implication of what is happening clearly shows that the Tinubu presidency has floundered a rare opportunity to express itself rationally after that initial quasi-blunder on the economic front. It should not be, we cannot be hypocritical about it. President Tinubu blundered on the economic front by being hysteric about subsidy removal. Then he went on to more or less become accessory to the creation of an ECOWAS platform that was trying to celebrate a war, like a Ronald Reagan and recrudescence. For all that he did between 1980 and when he left power, Ronald Reagan was known as a warmonger. You are not done with creating something like a contradiction on the economic front. Then you are going ahead, to orchestrate something like what Obasanjo, Ibrahim Babangida, and all others said. Peter Obi, all of them have to do with not just a statesman-like posture, but to tell you that, yes, political wisdom cannot be squandered, and that wisdom is not the monopoly of just one person or one individual or one institution. People were wondering, because there's a saying among the wise in one of the ethnic groups, in West Niger, among the West Niger Igbo, they say, when you're about to get lost, that's when you start walking very quickly. Your speed exceeds that of an antelope. Your speed exceeds that of a mad dog. Know that you are getting lost in the wilderness. Bola was nearly getting lost in the wilderness, if not for somehow a turnaround, the causation suddenly changed. He should be lucky that he was actually driven to the precipice by his own misjudgment of political variables. I always know him as a strategist. So the input of the statesman is very welcome. It shows that, yes, when there is, scarcity of rational thinking, there's always a voice of the wise.
Also concerning this intervention, other people are also speaking. But even though, despite that, we're still expecting some other elder statesmen to get involved.
Yes.
Like we want to see a lot of elder statesmen from the APC, the ruling party, get involved with the fact that, yes, they can speak out and say, okay, of a truth, despite Bola being our representative, our party, our flag bearer, he shouldn't go on this path. Because I don't think that his move is a move of the party. Yeah, I think it's a move of the office of the president. All right, based on external influence from the West and other means. As a result of diplomacy, we report came in saying that the former president Bazoum has started receiving treatments. His doctor has been given access to attend to him. Okay. All right, so how do we get other people to be fully involved so we can reverse this completely? Because at the end of the day, if Nigeria gets involved in that act, it will not only affect the North, like most people say, it will affect the entire country.
Yes, but we're very far from that possibility now. Okay. I admire your sense of apprehension, but perhaps we'll do well to collectively admit that somehow that the war drums that were beating, are being softly silenced. Despite what I will see as a little bit of moral cowardice on the part of the party. Yeah. Some kind of moral cowardice on the part of the APC, family to call the bluff of what was appearing to actually push Nigeria to the precipice. So, why the party platform could not actually call the bluff of the present dangerous progression towards violence is because, the greatest problem of the present practice of democracy is that politics is sentimentalized. Okay. We are unable to distance politics from governance. If you take a stand, so that's not the party stand. So why are you doing that? When Awolowo wrote MPN in May 1981, that Nigeria was drifting, to a very dangerous point in economic history. Because politics is sentimentalized, the party platform quickly, commissioned Professor Edozie and Sabaman, to quickly, give out something like a rebuff. Yeah. And the reply was far from complimentary. That was May 1981. What happened in 1982? Shagari promulgated the Economic Stabilization Act, an indirect vindication of Chief Awolowo's stand. Awo wrote that letter not because he was UPN leader or UPN personification, but he was concerned about governance. Today, politics has been made parochial. There's so much parochialism in politics, and it's a dangerous signal for the survival of the corporate democratic system. Yeah. We should distance politics from governance. That was how Okuta came into the picture. Peter Obi came into the picture not because he was trying to talk about Labour Party or is obsessed about a winning at the tribunal, but he's concerned about the success of the Nigerian project. Obasanjo came not because he wants to be a noisy friend of Chukwuma Zogo, but he wants Nigeria's best. Yeah. Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, even though he made a fatal mistake in romancing with IMF at the expense of Nigeria, he still has a nationalist spirit. Yes. You understand? So a near poverty of ideas, has overrun wisdom, on the political scene. Politicians are unable to separate governance. They are tragically unable to separate governance from politics. It doesn't mean that when you try to call, let the party know that, no, this stand may not work well for them. It doesn't mean that you are compromising the organic survival of party politics.
Thank you very much. That's as much as we can take for this episode. Thank you very much, Mr. Gray Amona. We've heard a lot concerning the elder statesmen who have spoken. We're still expecting more, especially people from the ruling party, to get involved because if it affects one, it affects all of us. But like Mr. Gray Amona has rightly pointed out, it's been withdrawn. That drums of war rather, is being withdrawn gradually, is being silenced, and we're making progress to approach it with diplomacy instead. From us at Noble TV Live, I want to say thank you. Do like, share, drop your comments, and don't forget to subscribe. And most importantly, please do click on the notification button to get similar prompt updates. Thank you.